So the wet dress rehearsal is a rehearsal, just like in your theater days, but for the launch. So they do everything right away. The wet part of it is the propellant. You put you put all the fuel into the rocket. The fuel's actually in. Exactly. Yeah. And that's where they had the problem. They had a liquid hydrogen leak. They use liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen. Hydrogen is notorious for leaking. It held up the Artemis I uncrewed mission back in 2022. So they saw this again, not entirely a big surprise. But they also had other issues that came up during this wet dress, and that was communications were breaking down between the ground crew and I guess mission control.
You do not want that to happen.
Exactly. And then they also had some pressurization issue with the Orion capsule. But you know, this is what wet dresses are. They're a practice run for the actual day to make sure everything's working as it should and to protect our astronauts.
Those astronauts, including Jeremy Hansen, are waiting now until a yet-to-be-announced day in March. They have to go through a quarantine to make sure they're healthy, in best possible shape when that does launch. How does this change that timeline for them?
Well, so they were in quarantine. They are going to, since January 21st, they're going to be coming out of quarantine now. They're in Houston, but apparently they will be heading back to Cape Canaveral. You know, they're astronauts. They're used to this.
This is normal life
right?
for them.
Yeah, they're prepared. I mean, Jeremy, our Canadian Space Agency astronaut, Jeremy Hansen, this is his first flight. I mean, what kind of a first flight is that?
No kidding. No kidding.
And so, but they're trained for this. He's been training for this ever since he was recruited. So they're used to it. But then they will go back into quarantine about 2 weeks before the next launch window opens, which is March 6th.